All right, two videos recorded in one day, but I won't upload them until spaced out. Still trying to keep that one video a day thing going. Yeah, today we're gonna be talking about the Instagram trap or the Instagram web or the interweb or the internet or whatever you want to call, right? I grew up in Jamaica and back home before the internet became super popular was the television, right? And in Jamaica, we would always call it the lie vision. Tells lies to your vision. Tell lie vision, right? And the internet now, everybody probably knows this, but the internet, we call it the World Wide Web, right? And it certainly is a web that people get spun up into, right? And if you are one of those people, the problem is with the newer age, the newer generation, and kids and whatever who are coming after me, we're so influenceable. We're so not gullible necessarily. I think gullibility has left a lot of us and a lot of kids growing up in the 2000s. They're not really as gullible, but we're so easily influenced by what we see online, and we take everything almost. They take everything almost to heart, right? Yeah, the internet, my first talking point is the internet is like TV. You watch and you see what you choose to see, right? This doesn't really have anything to do with gullibility at the moment, but the internet is pretty much geared around showing you what you want to see, which is why, as a parent, not speaking about myself, of course, I'm just saying, which is why parents oftentimes have to put parental controls and all these things to prevent their children from like watching certain things like R-rated videos, or playing like games that are like 18 plus or whatever, because once they get down that rabbit hole, you just keep on digging, right? And Instagram is one of those major rabbit holes. I'm pretty sure people know. Facebook is also as well, but growing up, Facebook when I was growing up, Facebook used to be way more massive and way more influential. Times have changed, and now it's Instagram. So if times didn't change, I'd be talking about Facebook. But needless to say, Instagram is super highly influential, especially since it takes nothing to sign up. And the craziest thing with Instagram is your feed, right? And it feeds to you. It's literally called your feed, right? FEED, right? Which means it's feeding to you information that you want to see. Same with TikTok, right? These things are feeds, and they feed to you disinformation, misinformation, and sometimes information lacking. Um, the craziest thing with Instagram and all these social media platforms is that they're designed to keep you consuming, right? They want you to stay on the app, and they gather information from you, and everybody knows this. This is public knowledge, right? But why doesn't anyone act on it, right? It's because people feel like they're in control, and we need to always have that feeling of being in control to a certain extent, right? If Instagram were to only show us videos that Instagram determined was worthy, or Instagram determined that we should see, probably people would stop coming to Instagram so often. But the big problem about Instagram is that it doesn't do that. It relies on you, right, and feeds you back whatever you put into it, right? It pretty much regurgitates content that you watch, which is why on your feed you'll see the same content spun in 1,000 different ways, right? And this is where the problem lies here. And Instagram wasn't designed to be an educational app. It wasn't designed to be a performance tool. It was designed for leisure and entertainment. And if you and its design is based on the user pretty much, right? So the problem is not Instagram. The problem really is you, right? The problem is you're unable to get off of Instagram. The problem is the first thing when you're bored or when you have nothing to do is to check your Instagram feed. And hey, we're all guilty of it. Me, everybody's guilty of it, right? But the thing is, you need to be able to control yourself and limit yourself and have what's the word I'm looking for? I guess a sense of caution, or a sense of limit. Let's just say limit yourself, right? Because if you keep on going down this route and you keep on Instagram, right? The thing with Instagram is Instagram shows you the lives of other people's, and some may or may not be true, right? People will always show the bright side or the happy side and the good stuff on life, about their lives on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, right? Because it like happiness is what draw, or I don't want to say happiness, but those type of content, like showing off what you have, or like, like flexing or whatever, that draws attention to that person, right? It makes other people be like, who is this? They get to follow, they get a like or whatever, but everybody has bad days, and you won't see everybody's bad days on Instagram. Imagine if there was an app that was a social media app purely dedicated to talking about how shit your life is, or how much you hate things, or whatever, whatever. No one would use it, right? I say that, but Reddit exists. Most of the time I go on Reddit, people are complaining about how shit stuff is. Needless to say, right? Instagram is not like that, right? Instagram is designed, the algorithm is designed to populate or show you information, show you relevant content and things that may or may not interest you, right? And it's up to you. The algorithm is constantly building a social profile on you so that it can market to you, sell ads, right? And so that it can keep you coming back for more content, correct? Um, oh, yeah, this is my next talking point. I'm only on my third talking point, and I have like 7 of them. Okay, this is the next one, completely separate from Instagram. But some people do stuff for fame, for clicks, for likes that you would never dream of doing, right? Some people do some really, really fucked up shit that I would rather stay broke, stay poor, stay unknown. I'd rather do anything than do what some of these people do just for fame, just for clout, just for hype. Some people, I've seen people go as far as to hurt elderly, disrespect their elders. Like some people will like do like super sus things for money. Some people do super sus things for fame, for clout, just for an Instagram view. Like it's like, for me, honestly, it's not worth it. I would never I would never give I have too much respect for myself, and that's the thing with a lot of people on Instagram. They don't have enough self-respect to know when to just stop, right? It's one of the reasons why I decided to originally put down the camera, um, and stop my older YouTube channel, which was this one, but like back when I was, like doing more on YouTube and whatever, was because I gained a sense of, well, one, because I became a little bit not lazy, but like inconsistent, and I had also gained a sense of self respect for myself, where I was working with people who I realized didn't really necessarily have my best interests at heart, and I was doing content that I wasn't really proud of, so I couldn't really have as much respect for myself, so I had to put that down and follow something else. Now I'm much older, much different, and things and times change in life, so you're able to be more consistent and show out more, right? But some things that people do on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok for views and followers, it's not even worth it, man. It's crazy. It's either diminishing returns, or it's something that's bound to stab you in the back when you get older, and when you become wiser. That's the crazy thing. The older you become, the wiser you become, the more you open your eyes and realize you made mistakes, right? So you don't want to get to the point where you realize your mistakes and have a shit ton of easily regrettable mistakes, especially if you have kids and whatever it may be, right? But yeah, you don't want to be like your parents made a lot of mistakes, so now you make a lot of mistakes and your child make a lot of mistakes. You want to be like your parents made mistakes and you learn from those mistakes and you make less mistakes, so that your child can come and make even less mistakes. Nothing's perfect, but the idea is to minimize and continue growth, right? Yeah. Next point was pretty much what I talked about, which is usually what I do, and it's pretty much how much is your soul really worth, to the Instagram gods, or to the social media gods, or to whoever, right? How much how much do you value yourself? If you could wake up tomorrow and be anybody in the world for the rest of your life, would you still be yourself, right? It's a good question. It's something to think about, because it used to be a question that I used to ask myself a lot. If I could wake up and be anybody else in the world, right? As a kid growing up, I would think about a lot of different people who I'd want to wake up and become. But the older that I grew and the more that I become ages, the more I realize that the best person in the world to be is the person that I already am, right? There's nothing more satisfying than that, because even if I have nothing in my life is pretty much a blank slate, and it's up to me to raise that bar, lower it, or achieve whatever I set out to achieve, right? So being in the position that you are is probably the best position in the whole world. Being this young, being this able, being this capable. But when you go on Instagram and you see other people's feeds and how everybody's doing this and you're not doing this and you're not doing that, that negatively impacts that mindset that you have, or that mindset that you should be building, that you have everything, because you really do, right? It's a matter of belief, right? And that's one of the craziest things, right? So never sell your soul, right? Never do things that are super sus, right? For clicks, views, and likes. It's not worth it. It's better you just find something else and whatever. Like, it's morally wrong. It's so much going on. It's unnecessary. It's superfluous. It's superficial, and it's vain, right? You want to avoid things like that as much as possible. What you can do on Instagram, however, is surround yourself with the right community of people. Surround yourself with healthy people, not toxic people. Follow Instagram accounts that are healthy, about wealth, about growing, about your well-being, about becoming a better person, right? And I'm not saying don't follow the people that you already have, and don't follow the funny people or whatever hype Instagrammers, whatever. If you do, personally, I don't follow any hype Instagrammers or anybody that flexes on Instagram. I follow a few, like, it's minimized, mostly to like celebrities who I like, kind of like respect, and like, I give them ratings or whatever. But I also have a pseudo Instagram page. I have two Instagram pages, and one of them where all of the fuckery is on, where all the shits is on. And I have my cook Instagram page, which is the one that I focus mostly on. Whenever I open my phone or go on Instagram, it loads into my cook Instagram page, and it shows me everything about cooking in Michelin star restaurants, cooking in fine dining restaurants. It shows me about motivational speakers. It shows me about, staying focused, building your day. It shows me all of those types of things. And those things really snowball on you, right? The effect gets only greater and greater the more and more you see it, and the more and more you're around it. Kind of like the negativity of following the wrong people on Instagram. The effect only diminishes, right? It diminishes greater and greater, for instance, right? So yeah, if you have to, make two Instagrams. Make a pseudo Instagram where you follow all the people that you absolutely love and you think they're funny and you want to watch their content, and they're streamers and they're balling and they're whatever pleases you. Follow them on your pseudo account and unfollow them on your main account, right? It's just so easy as at the click of a button to just switch from main account to pseudo Instagram account, right? Yeah, it's designed to help you procrastinate less as well, and stop daydreaming and stop watching the lives of other people, because other people aren't watching your life, and you don't get paid to watch other people's lives. So it's kind of like a mind your own business thing, but in a sense, not mind your own business so that other people can get ahead of you. It's mind your own business so you don't get ahead of yourself, right? So that you can keep on improving as your own person. Correct. And I just want to close out with this final point, and I kind of mentioned in my last video, but consume less and create more. Find ways to become a creator. Find ways to put out content, to make a product, to do something that you're skilled with, right? Consume less, minimize consumption to the most that you can, and maximize efficiency in creating stuff. Maximize, like becoming a developer, becoming a content creator, whether it's on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, whatever. Write a book, write it online, make an online course, do something that you can get paid for in your sleep, right? Which is pretty much being a creator, right? The people who you watch are getting paid in their sleep because you watch them, and thousands more, right? So you need to get on the other side of the road, or where the grass is let's not use the grass is greener analogy. You need to get on the other side of the road where you can be reaping the same benefits as the people who you watch are, right? Otherwise, what's the point, right? You're just consuming and you're in the rat race, right? What's the point? You might as well just stay there. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next. And I'm out. Peace.